What's up, YouTube? I'm here with Lawton High Media, and today is Pod Class 1. I'm here with,
Lily.
Jacked.
And Micah.
and today, I guess, I want to talk about, like, the first 9 weeks, school is going by fast, but I wanted to know from y'all two's point of view, since y'all are just now coming in,
Yeah.
how has it been so far?
It's been boring. Like, I thought high school was going to be a little bit funner, but
Man.
it's just boring. Not as what I expected. But I'm really excited for sports.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree completely. It doesn't really feel like all that I was expecting. It was kind of like underwhelming when I first graduated from 8th grade.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, well, to be fair, you guys are in, like, a weird time because obviously we have, like, no phones and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
we used to have a lot more freedom, I'd say, when I was a freshman, like, as far as, like, the campus and just what we could do, honestly, but that's just how it goes, I guess.
Hmm.
But, wait, so what would you say you guys were, like, expecting coming in? Like, what did you expect it to be?
I
don't
thought
know.
I thought it was just going to be, like, a little bit more freedom than middle school. I don't know. Because
Mhm.
there's more kids in the high school, I feel like. So I thought it was just going to be...
I was expecting to like actually have more work and stuff, but it's been like the same amount since middle school.
So you'd rather more work?
I mean,
Why?
I actually came from
Or-
Chicago, so there was like a better it was
of
more
course.
work, more homework,
Mm.
that's just what I'm used to.
Oh, that's fair.
It's like a feeling.
So is it easier now for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Well, then, yeah, you
What-
chilling there.
What's it like being a senior?
Ah, man, first 9 weeks. Honestly, I guess it's a little surreal, I mean, I got all my credits. I'm really just here to be here, honestly. But I feel like our senior year kind of got ruined because, like, we got no phones and none of that. Like, everything, it's hard to, like, document your senior year because you have, like, there's nothing to do, really.
I was fully expecting to like take as many pictures as I can, get
Exactly.
a bunch of memories of senior year, and now I can't even do that now.
Yeah, no, yeah, that part definitely sucks. But
Yeah.
I will say, it does go by very fast. I know everybody sounds like an old head when they say that, but it definitely does go by fast.
Yeah. Right now it probably feels really slow for y'all, but as soon as you hit senior year, you're gonna be like, dang, where did those years go?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm thinking that now, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
You still a freshman, man.
Dude, but like middle school went by so quickly also.
That's true.
I remember
That
being a
is true,
6th
yeah.
grader, and when I got to 8th grade, it felt so like, I don't know. I didn't really feel like I lived up to middle school.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, are y'all in clubs or anything? Like, I know y'all do sport. Well, you do
I-
sports, but
I'm in a tabletop club and art club.
Can you
Tabletop
talk to me
and art.
about table club? What is that?
Table club.
tabletop.
Tabletop.
Tabletop club.
You said table club.
Whatever.
It'd be
I've
like-
never even been to it.
It's basically just like games, like board games and stuff, card games.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty funny. And they do like a D&D campaign.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay.
I'm into that. That's cool.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
So yeah, what about you? I know you play basketball and all, but like,
I'm not in any clubs. I just do sports.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're in media too, so that's
Yeah,
good.
media.
Yeah.
That's
Sports
just
is fun.
fun.
One thing I will say is it's definitely important right now to get involved in as much as you can. Just Yeah, it's good to not leave with any regrets, if that makes sense. There's a lot of things I wish I like did early on, even with like certain classes taken. Like if you plan on going to college, you should definitely get into concurrent and stuff and like Great Plains and all that. That's good stuff to get into as a freshman.
Being in
It's been
sports
boring.
is definitely one of my regrets being in high school because I've always wanted to join as many sports as I could. Like, I wanted to try football. I thought it would have been at least a good quarterback, if not a wide receiver. But I just never could, and I just immediately regret it now.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure.
Yeah.
I'm back to wrestling, though. I need to get my physical, though.
It's fun.
Hating on my parents right now because they haven't got it from me yet.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Fun.
Just get your physical so you can come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think I need to see you there, too. You need to start wrestling.
Bro, I can't.
It's basketball.
Basketball.
Same
It's the
season.
same
You can do basketball next
season.
year.
welcome back, Long High Media, and today we have another guest.
I'm Coach E or Mr. E or Mr. Elbert. And that, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. But there's a question I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
So from a teacher's perspective,
Yeah.
you've been here for a couple of years. How would
Yeah.
you like say the feeling is watching students like come in and then leave out, because you've had a group of freshmen turn to seniors so far.
Yeah.
So how is that like process?
So it's definitely different. I'm glad you said that. So like obviously my first couple of years of teaching, only having a couple years in the building, you see kids graduate every year, obviously. That was a little different than watching the kids that were freshmen in my class, right? So like got a couple freshmen right here. It's going to be bittersweet to have people that were in my class as freshmen or even sophomores. There's people in the room right now that had me in 9th and 10th grade, whether they wrestled for me or played softball for me or just had me in geometry or whatever the case is. To see you guys move on after meeting you in 9th and 10th grade, to see you guys become adults, it's cool in its own right. Obviously, you guys have to grow up. We all grow up. We all get older. Some of us go bald. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully not for you guys. But to answer your question, and it's real cool but sad as well. My first group of like kids that I had from freshman through senior year just graduated a couple years ago, the class of 24. That was a different experience for me because that was the first experience I had where I knew these kids from 9th grade and had them almost every year in some class or another, and to see them graduate was definitely sad but exciting at the same time to see them grow up, to see you guys come in fresh out of middle school and to like literally see a picture of you from 9th grade and 12th grade and see how different you are. It's a pretty cool experience. At the same time, I was the class sponsor of the class of 2021. I only had them for a couple of years, but because of the relationships I was able to have with them, we had a really good relationship. And so to see them graduate was cool too, but it's definitely different. I know I'm rambling, but I hope that answers your question. I mean, for you, Azon, what? Been wrestling since 7th grade, man.
No, 6th grade, actually.
Sixth grade. I think I've only known you to wrestle since 7th, just because I wasn't around as much back then. But then, really, my first year head coach, you were a freshman.
Yeah, that's true.
And now we're a senior, and it's senior season, so it's definitely different. It's definitely weird. What can I ask some questions on this pod class?
Yes, sir.
For my freshmen, and maybe you've answered this already. I don't know, but what are you nervous about as far as like what are you anxious about going into high school?
I'd probably say the opportunities that I'm like the options I'm getting, like trying to like make sure I'm choosing the right one is definitely like, I don't know. I can't really explain it good.
So you're anxious about the different opportunities, or you're excited about the different opportunities?
I'm anxious about them.
Like, why does it make you nervous though?
Because like it's like a choice. Like if I chose something else, like I could have gone down a different way.
You don't want to make the wrong choice.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss out on certain things. You also don't want to miss out because you were doing something else.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What about you, Lily?
Yeah, really with the same thing he said. I don't want to fall into the wrong path, stay on the right track.
Well, that's up to you,
Yeah,
right? If I don't want to hang out with the wrong people, I don't have to.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. Azon, let's just help us understand. Let's pretend I'm a freshman. I'm a bald head freshman right now with a
Okay.
beard, okay? So you've got 3 freshmen on the panel with you today. Pretend we're all freshmen.
Okay.
Give us some advice as far as mistakes you made 9th, 10th, 11th grade. Something that we can take wisdom from to be the best student, the best athlete, the best son, daughter, whatever. According to your high school experience, help us understand mistakes that we don't have to make that you did.
Okay, so mistakes. I will say one thing I can advise is to just like jump at every opportunity. Like things are gonna come and you're not gonna always feel like you want to do it. It's always gonna feel better to just miss out or stay home because you're nervous or scared. But when there's an opportunity, it's best to jump at it for sure. Especially with like sports. Like those summer practices do pay off. All those camps, getting in contact with coaches, all that comes full circle, and it definitely starts in the off season for sure. But just really just get involved into everything is definitely one thing I'd say.
What do you think your worst year was academically, Azon? I know. What was your worst year just and you didn't have a terrible year, to be
Mhm.
clear. I'm not saying like you did totally bad, but out of all 4 years thus far, what do you think was your worst performing year as far as grades go?
I'd easily say sophomore year, definitely. I mean, I was never the geometry type, but I'd say definitely one of those things is just getting the work done. You know, I mean, we had study halls, you know, a lot of opportunities I could have utilized, and I just didn't feel like doing it, so I never really did it, and that's one mistake I definitely regret. You know, just getting the work done, doing it. You know, going to math club. You know, that's definitely one change from sophomore to junior year that I made. That's how I raised my GPA. So
For sure.
if you're a freshman and a sophomore, like take it very seriously because it does count right now. You may not think so in the moment, but what you do now will reflect when you get older, and it does have consequences.
That's good. You sound like you're getting ready to be a wrestling coach one day, man. I'll hire you.
You what?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you need to go to college first, but you know,
Right.
we'll have that conversation later, Ace. Okay.
Sure.
So our freshman, what advice did you just learn from? We could call him a mentor of sorts, right? He's in the same class as you now, but he's had experience not just with this class, but in high school in general. What is there anything you have just learned based on the last 3 minutes that he's been speaking? Go ahead, Lily.
Take the opportunity. The opportunities people give you gotta take it. And yeah. And like he said something with math club. I go to math club now because my grades were falling in math. So yeah, that's really good.
The cool thing about Lawton High is they've got a science club, they've got an English club, and it's, you know, it could sound lame to some people, like math club. You a part of math club? Well, it's not really like an organization necessarily that just hangs out. When you go to math club or science club or English club, you're in there with tutors that are your peers that are better at that subject, and you also have teachers that teach at this school that are a part of those clubs as well. And the whole idea is helping you learn what's going on so you can have a better grade. So those are good opportunities to take advantage of. What are some hurdles roadblocks that hinder us from success, whether it be grades or otherwise? What are some things, you know, whether it be our fault or not, what are some things that can be roadblocks for our success?
Okay, so one thing I definitely say, something I struggled with is procrastination. That's always been an enemy of mine, you know, just because you're going to get sick, you know, things are going to happen. Even with like sports, you know, you're going to miss school, but it's going to be up to you to get the work in regardless of, you know, whether you get an extension or not. You know, it's at the end of the day, it'll be your fault and it'll reflect on your grade. So yeah, things like that definitely. And you're not always going to agree with like teachers, you know, you're not going to agree with certain circumstances, but it's, you know, it's not for you to agree with, for you to deal with.
That's good stuff. What about you guys? What are some things besides sickness, some things that are roadblocks to our success?
Probably people that try to get in the way of your success.
Break that down for me.
So there's some people who don't like what you got in life, and they'll try to bring it down because they don't have what you have.
And what do we call them people?
Haters.
Haters.
Enemies.
Yeah, haters.
Enemies to destroy.
Arch rivals.
Yeah.
Okay, so people, right? We also have, as you said already, as we've already discussed, you know, you have a choice who you're with. Right? You don't have to be a part of any crowd that you don't want to be a part of. You can also make a better choice. Like if once you determine a crowd is not going to benefit you, you don't have to stay in that crowd, bro. Like you can love them from afar. Like I have homies I grew up with. I can't hang out with all of them anymore because they on some different type of timing. And I'm trying to be a good husband, father, teacher. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be doing the same stuff some of the people are doing, you know? And so I had to make it. It doesn't mean I hate them. It doesn't mean I disrespect them. It doesn't mean I wish ill will on them. It just means they ain't on the same type of time that I'm on. So I gotta stay on my own timing.
Right.
You know?
And that's good. So with that, I'm sure many people are familiar with your story, but
Okay.
what would you say is like not the biggest, but an important change you made for your to do a 360, you know, since you're doing better now?
So I teach math.
Okay.
360 means I'm back to where I started. So what you really meant was 180.
180.
Here we go. You did say geometry wasn't your strong, so
That's-
it's
you're right.
all good. But we just learned right then, right? No, obviously I'm just kidding, but the turnaround came from ultimately making the same bad decisions over and over and over, expecting something different to happen. What's that called? Here's a
Insanity.
Yeah, Jack, what'd you say?
Insanity.
Insanity. So the definition of insanity is to cause the same action over and over, expecting a different reaction. But the reaction is always the same. The result is always the same because it's the same mistake over and over and over. For me, it wasn't just one mistake. There was like a theme for all of my mistakes. Like I was making different individual mistakes, but they all centered around drugs and violence. And so once I was able to determine the common denominator, I then had to be willing to make that change. For me personally, it was professing faith in Jesus and just getting me back on the right track. So that was the single, really, if I had to narrow it all down to one moment, it was the realization that I could either spend the rest of my life locked up, be dead, with nothing to show for it and no legacy, or the opposite, which is, okay, what is my legacy? And the only way I was able to wake up was God got my attention. So thanks for asking me that, though, man. I love sharing that story for sure.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. This was your very first pod class, and thank you guys for coming out and watching.
I'm Lily.
I'm Jack.
I'm Coach E.
And I'm Azon.
Peace.